Mr. Toastmaster and fellow members, guests. Happy chances. Briefly, what would a happy chance look like? Well, today I got up and it was light out. Whereas last week I got up and it was dark and the moon was over our heads. That was my happy chance for giving my speech in the daylight. So I've been the lucky recipient of many happy chances. And today I'm going to tell you about 3 of the most profound in my life. Happy chance number 1. What's in a name? This occurred when I was born. My mom, being a product of the 60s and living in Park City, thought that it would be really great for me to have a unique name. So she started with a Rainbow, which is great, except for my last name is Brown. Rainbow Brown? So, lucky for me, when I was born, she left Girl Brown on my birth certificate for the first 3 days. While I lay there, she waited for her brother to call her back from Hawaii. She wanted him to tell her the name of Buddy Ebsen's boat. They had been on it together, she and my father, in Hawaii. And Buddy Ebsen is also a product of the 60s. You might better know him as Jed from the Beverly Hillbillies. Eventually, I was named Malia. So, what does this mean in Hawaiian? Malia translates in Hawaiian to Maria, or Mary, and it also translates to calm waters. And the sentiment is fairly similar to Rainbow, I would think, for my mom anyways. But it's much better as a child to be called Malia than Rainbow Brown. A lot less ridicule, I can assure you. But in an effort to help those that might forget my name, I want to let you know a little song. Because as Malia, I have had so many people sing this to me that I'm just going to sing it for you today. So, this is also from the 60s. You might remember West Side Story. It's a song Maria, but it goes, Malia, I just met a girl named Malia, and suddenly that name will never be the same to me. Malia, Malia. Sounds familiar. Happy chance number 2. Travel for travel's sake. Robert Louis Stevenson said, I travel not to go anywhere, but to go. I travel for travel's sake. The great affair is to move. And this is my mom's favorite quote, and it inadvertently became mine over time. The first trip that my mom ever took me on was when I was 8 years old. She bought 2 round-trip, one-way tickets around the world. And if you've ever heard of these, they're multi-destinational tickets where you go around the world and you have to keep going forward every time. In my 8-year-old wisdom, I went to Hawaii, Japan, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. And then I quickly made it back around. But our trip to Japan changed my life forever. I knew in that moment that I was going to go back to Japan, learn the culture, and learn the language. And when I was 14 years old, I finally went back. I left my family behind, I lived with host families, and I did what I said I was going to do. After that, it led me on to a degree in Japanese. I made sure that at the 1998 Winter Olympics, I had a job in Japan, in Nagano. And it eventually led me even to my current fiance, who speaks 4 languages, but not one of them Japanese. You could really say that going to Japan at 8 shaped my whole life. It was a wonderful, happy chance. Can you imagine if my mom's passion had been wine tasting? Third happy chance. Live like you're dying. As I mentioned, my life is full of song. And the next happy chance occurred in 2005. This moment kind of happened like on a lark in Tim McGraw's song, Live Like You're Dying. I was in the parade in Park City in a vehicle that went up and down like this. And we came down too hard. I hit my head on the bimini of the car and ended up with a very serious contusion. I didn't go in for the MRI until about a month later when I got a spontaneous nosebleed. But when I did, and I saw the neurosurgeon, he bypassed all small talk, looked at me. It was very serious. There were dire consequences in his eyes. And he said, you need brain surgery. It was pretty shocking, you can imagine. So for me, my life stopped on a dime, like the song says. And it may sound corny, but it's true. What did I do? I love deeper. I speak sweeter. I did jump off a bungee bridge in between Zambia and Zimbabwe. I didn't go parachuting. I didn't ride a bull either. But anyway, the long and the short of it is, we all have happy chances in life. And I hope that you'll take a few minutes to look at those things that have shaped your life. This is only a 5-minute conversation around happy chances, and you too could take 5 minutes to look at the happy chances in your life.